Hello, my friends. I'm here to answer a question that was asked in the Power BI Career Q&A live call. And this question was about how to move to a Power BI leadership role. So let's dive in. Now, again, this was asked in the Career Q&A call, and where we often take 15 to even 45 minutes to talk to people, understand their specific situation, and give them that specific help. I'm not going to take that long. I'm just going to give you a quick recap of the discussion. But I would like to invite you to the Talk Power BI calls. We do a whole bunch, including the career Q&A. We do the technical Q&A, dashboard showcase, and other events. So again, go to talkpowerbi.com and join us for our next call, and you can ask your question. So let's get into here, how to move to a Power BI leadership role. Now, I spoke with a person, and they were in a software engineering leadership role, and they wanted to move to a Power BI leadership role. Now, often when people think about doing a role switch like this, it feels like you would have to take a step back, or even it feels like you would have to start from scratch. Now, I would highly encourage you not to do that and not even to think that way. And let me explain why. So, first of all, is that if you think that way, that, oh yeah, I'm changing roles, so I'll have to take a step back, it might end up that way. So it's be careful, right? I mean, mindset determines a lot of things. If you don't believe me, listen to Satya Nadella, who used the growth mindset to turn Microsoft around, right? So mindset is really important. So yeah, what you think, the mindset you have, the beliefs you have are really important. So if you let go of that for a second, I'll propose to you what is possible. So the first thing you have to do is that in your current role, and by the way, this applies whether or not it doesn't have to be a leadership thing. I mean, even if you're like a Power BI role, if you're moving to Power BI, everything that I'm going to say is going to apply. But let's stick with this example. So let's say you are in the software engineering role, and you don't know Power BI yet. The best thing you can do is learn Power BI and apply Power BI as much as you can in your current role. And again, you don't have to feel like an expert, become an expert. Trust me, a little bit goes a long way. What I would recommend is that, for one, join a structured program, right? So join a structured program that's going to accelerate your learning journey. Otherwise, you're at the risk of trying to teach yourself through the jigsaw puzzle of Google and YouTube. And if you try that, you realize that not only a jigsaw puzzle, but often a few pieces are missing. And so it can be very frustrating. So again, that part, I would say, hey, do yourself a favor and join a structured course. You don't have to join mine, just join anyone you like, right? But a good structured program which focuses on the core concepts, which emphasizes on learning by doing and gives you that help to apply Power BI, not just give you the theory, and has a good and supportive community. Look for these three things. Of course, that's what a program is structured around. So again, once you have that little bit, then your job is to apply Power BI within that current role. So in this case, let's say example, what's a software engineering team going to be worried about? So I know I've not been a software engineer ever, but have been hung out with some of them. So I know they're often focused on bugs quite a bit. Like how many issues are open, what's going on with the project, right? What's the severity and so forth? How long have they been open? What's the average time to close? So yeah, there's lots and lots of metrics you can do just on the bugs or issues or stuff, right? But then there's the other aspect, which is that imagine if you are a software engineering team and then you have a deliverable on a certain date, and there are lots of moving parts to it, right? So there is, of course, the requirements that came in, the features that we prioritize and selected for this release. And then you're thinking about, well, cool, which ones have we done? What was the hours estimate, the time estimate for each feature? How many hours have you already burned? How many hours are available? What are our resources? Oh, this person went sick and now we don't have those hours anymore. Something like that, right? So there's that input output, which you're trying to match that, and of course track bugs. Like, okay, what about forget about the features, but we have 5 open bugs that were reported by testing. We can't ship with bugs, can we? And all of that data needs to be analyzed and put through the Power BI magic to answer the big question, which is, are we going to meet the date, right? Are we going to be able to ship the product? And if not, what do we need to do? Do we need to cut a feature? Do we need to ship with a few bugs, known issues. I mean, yeah, I know software teams do that, right? But anyway, I'm just giving you an example to say that how you can explore in your current role, whatever that may be right now, and see how far you can get. Now, if you do make some progress and if you do get a win, and by the way, I don't know if I mentioned here, but the Shining Beacon project, that's a great idea. And I taught that framework in a 45-minute session during the Power BI conference. So if you missed out on the conference, just go to the recording link and grab that recording and watch that session on Shining Beacon project, because it's going to make your life a hell of a lot easier, right? It's going to give you that win, that shining beacon, where people go, whoa, how do you do that? And right, so it gets them excited. Now that becomes your story. So you know what I always say is that do good work, tell great stories. Now you have a story. Now you have a story of success. And now if you realize that how things have totally changed, instead of you thinking, oh, I'm a software engineer, I need to take a step back, or if I want to go in Power BI leadership, I might have to start from scratch. Now, what you're doing is you've combined your strengths and experience as a software, engineer leader with Power BI. So you're superior than any other software engineering leader out there who doesn't know Power BI. You're far better than that, right? I mean, you can run projects much, much better than them. And of course, you're far better than somebody who knows Power BI, but has never worked with project management, doesn't understand those concepts, will have to learn all of that. Like, you wouldn't know a lot of the terminology. Can you imagine how much of a struggle that would be? So again, instead of taking a step back, notice how just by doing a little bit of work, do the Shining Beacon project, put a story around it, you have put yourself in a very strong position. So now when you go to somebody, you can go with confidence. Like, yep, this is what I do. I can help software engineering teams run at a wholly unbelievable level, like a totally optimized level. This is what we did earlier. We always used to struggle with shipping our products. We didn't know what was happening and so forth. And now this is the dashboard I built, right? So again, that becomes part of your story. So that's the skinny version of what we discussed. Now, of course, as I said, these discussions sometimes go for 30, 45 minutes. I don't even remember what some of this stuff is like. I don't know what this chicken and egg is. But yeah, again, I would like to invite you to the Talk Power BI event, either the career Q&A or any of the other ones. Join us for that. And they're done on Zoom, which makes it amazing because I can talk to you. Or if you're interested, just go to our website, learnpowerbi.com, and check out both our training and coaching programs. All right, my friends, I will see you next time. Until then, power on.